If you were emotionally or physically abandoned by one or both parents, experienced extreme bullying or isolation from friend groups when you were younger, you will experience the after effects subconsciously in adulthood of abandonment issues, abandonment struggles, and it will show up in many different ways in adulthood. Even if you think you had a great childhood because you had one great parent, one great dad or mom who wore all hats for you, you still subconsciously and innately, inherently know you were meant to have two parents. You see it in society, and a child's mind will know that something's up here. And a child's mind will subconsciously believe something is wrong with them to not have both parents present in their life. But in this video, it will help you shift any abandonment issues from childhood. I'm Maegan Aleece. I'm a rapid transformational therapist and clinical hypnotherapist. That's kind of a mouthful, but I myself have overcome the abandonment issues from my childhood. Well, a lot of them. I really like to explain our struggles and our issues as either chords or threads. So if we can scale things from a 0 to 10, 10 affecting us so much, all areas of our life, work, relationships, sense of self, to 0, none. I'm definitely in this thread area. Gotta keep it real with you. I'm aware of when an abandonment trigger comes up, and I'm really quickly able to shift and clear that response. I've also helped many clients overcome abandonment wounds that have been affecting them their whole life in loving relationships where they have anxious attachment style, in their work where they have to overwork and overdo so that they don't feel like they're gonna get fired. Abandonment issues will show up in your life in many different ways, such as social anxiety, overthinking, ruminating what you said. Oh my gosh, did I say the wrong thing? Are they not gonna wanna be my friend? It'll show up as anxious attachment style in your relationships. Like, I have to make sure I'm the perfect person for them so that they don't leave me. Again, so much of this is subconscious. It's just how you act and how you respond that you might think, well, this is just who I am and this is just normal. Well, I want to highlight you overthinking, ruminating, over-empathing, constant worry, always putting the needs of others in front of you, people-pleasing, shape-shifting, so altering how you talk, act, and be in different groups of people, different settings in front of others so that you're thinking, oh, if I say this, act like this, be like this, then they'll like me, accept me. Again, subconsciously trying to avoid that abandonment. This does not need to be your normal, nor should you accept this as being your normal, because how exhausting and draining is that to be in life always overthinking, worrying, ruminating, social anxiety because of this deep-seated subconscious abandonment wound. So what's really going on here? If one or both parents physically abandon you, emotionally abandon you, where they weren't meeting your needs of love, of validation, of acceptance, of being cared for, these are needs that need to be met as children, and we need our parents to meet those for us. If they were very busy, overworking, had many other children that they had to divide their energy and attention to, a child does not go and think, okay, they're busy and this is what's happening, or my mom or dad was a piece of beep and had lack of love to give, therefore it's a lack on their part, not a lack on me. A child's mind does not go there. The child will always take blame and responsibility. Something must be wrong with me. And because this starts to become a deep-seated belief and subconscious program, something's wrong with me, I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm not important, all these different threads that the abandonment wound can take on and make you subconsciously think and feel about yourself. Even like you should really shrink yourself, be small, be invisible as a safety mechanism to protect yourself from being abandoned by others. So just don't even put myself in that situation to be abandoned by others. But you'll feel this very disconnected feeling because it is inherent with us as humans to want to connect to others, to feel love, to be with others, to have and share moments and memories with others. So it'll be almost like a battle with yourself of, I need to show up this way so I can connect, or don't show up so I don't have that abandonment even available. Again, you need to really connect that this is going to be very subconscious, but you can see how you show up in your everyday life, in social situations, in your relationships, how this abandonment issue is playing out specifically for you. So how can you start to shift the abandonment issues and struggles and move past this? Because it's really your child's mind, it's the subconscious that is stuck in this, because your mind at a young age does not have the future pacing that this will change when I'm older. It thinks this is how it's going to be forever. If you experienced abandonment from friends, a group of friends, which I actually see come up in a lot of my RTT clinical hypnotherapy sessions with clients who are struggling with social anxiety or rumination, overthinking, all these mental health struggles that you think that's what's the problem and you go to treat the symptom, but it's not the symptom. We actually get to the root of what's going on, and a lot comes with bullying, and even in friend groups. And what's happening here is other children feel connected with each other when they exclude somebody else. And you might just have been that target for that person. Bullies, on the other hand, bully others because they're hurt. Hurt people want to hurt other people. So again, you're just a target of their hurt, but a child's mind won't understand that this bully is very hurt, so that is why they are projecting that onto me. You might understand that now as an adult, which is great and incredibly healing to support in processing this, but you need to start to understand what happened to you as a child. You need to put your child's hat on of how a child would actually feel with the situations, the circumstances that you went through. So back to how to shift this is, number one, being aware. Being aware, yeah, I did have a parent that left me or did not meet my emotional needs of feeling loved, important, validated, whether it because they were busy or it was because they just had the lack, they couldn't give what they weren't given by their parents. There could be a myriad of reasons why your parent couldn't meet your emotional needs, but just having the awareness that, yeah, that was my childhood, will support you in shifting this right away. The next step that you'd want to go on to is number two, is actually having an imaginary conversation with either, if it was friends who bullied you or a bully who bullied you or a parent or both parents, having an imaginary conversation with them. And why this actually works is because your mind doesn't know the difference between real or imaginary. So your mind will actually think this happened, so you'll be able to process any resentment, any sadness, any hurt, anything that you never got to express as a child, because again, you were a child. You didn't really know what was going on like you know what's going on now. That none of the reasons why you were abandoned had anything to do with you, with whether you're inherently, innately good enough or lovable or important, because the truth is you are. You were born enough and lovable and good enough. Like literally, this is not woo-woo, like rah-rah hype girl. This is facts. This is truth. Babies are born and they will cry when they need their needs to be met, when they need their diaper to be changed, to be cared for, when they need food, when they want to be held. They know their needs will be met. That is why they cry, and that is why they demand attention, right? So you inherently, innately, when you were born, knew this. And then things, situations, parents, friends come along that chip away with this innate, inherent knowingness, and it leaves you feeling, people can leave me, so something must be wrong with me. I must not be good enough. I must not be lovable. I must not be important. I must not be valuable. these are just a few of the things that come through in the sessions with my clients that are very common threads of what you will start to believe subconsciously about yourself. And I'll have people who are like, well, I consciously know I'm good enough and I had a great childhood. Yeah, you consciously know that. That's very different than subconscious. Your subconscious, you're only a subconscious mind from the ages of 0 to 7. So this is what is establishing your subconscious beliefs about yourself, about love, about relationships. So this is a very important time to look back on and be like, okay, that makes sense why that would be subconsciously still affecting me today in my current reality. If you are people-pleasing, overthinking, ruminating, have social anxiety, always putting other people's needs in front of yours, any of those symptoms that is almost like self-betrayal and self-abandonment that are going to wreak havoc on your mental health, there is a root, and abandonment issues are very prevalent because a lot of parents are emotionally unavailable, unfortunately, having kids when they don't know how to meet the needs of love and praise and attention and validation because they're busy dealing with their own stuff. This generation, like, props to my generation, very big into doing the inner work, breaking generational traumas and cycles that your parents probably did not do before they had, and they might be doing it now, which yay, but now it's your time to reparent yourself, to do the inner child healing, and that's exactly how you're going to shift this. Having an imaginary conversation will go like this. You close your eyes. I would suggest doing breath work or a little meditation prior to bring you more into that low alpha theta brainwave state where you're really accessing your subconscious, or do it right in the morning or right before you drift off to sleep because you're naturally in a theta brainwave state, which is when we're accessing your subconscious mind. And imagine and see that person, either the parent, both parents, the bully, the friends that exclude you, and tell them if it was a parent, you did not have the capability to love me the way I deserved. You had so much lack of awareness and love and how to care for a child. I thought it was because something was wrong with me. And I've lived my life thinking something's wrong with me, that I'm not lovable, that I need to change how I am so that others can love me. And that was wrong, and you were wrong to how you raised me. That might seem really harsh, but again, your parents are not in the room. They are not hearing this. You need to advocate for that little younger you who your parent either physically or emotionally abandoned. And if you have your own kids, this is much easier for you to tap in to be like, wow, I would not accept that for my own child. I would never have done what my parents did to my child. So you need to let that out and say it and be harsh so that the harsh feelings and the harsh way this has been affecting you your whole life and adult life can be released, processed, and let go of. You will have a better relationship with your parents when you let go of deep-seated resentment. And even as we're adults, we love our parents and we don't want to be upset with them. I find a lot of clients are like, I just want to love them and forgive them. You need to let this out before you can let go. You need to let this out to process, to heal. So have that imaginary conversation with a parent or with the bully, with a friend. It would go, I know you were just hurt, so you were trying to hurt me. I thought something was wrong with me. This really impacted me. And it's something I'm finally able to let go of because now I can see it was about you and it wasn't about me. And just go on, go off. You can obviously end the conversations with, I forgive you, I understand now. And that imaginary conversation will process a lot. Maybe you're more of like, I wanna write a letter type person. You can write a letter instead, never send it. burn it, clear the energy. You don't need to hang on to it. We're releasing, we're processing. Once you have that imaginary conversation, or you write that letter to the person and you burn it and it's gone, I want you then to, again, back in with your imagination. We're the only species on the planet that has an imagination. Let's utilize it, why we were gifted it. And I want you to imagine a younger you, an image, see a younger you that you can connect to, who felt really abandoned, left out, excluded, hurt, needs not being met. And imagine this younger you and have now that imaginary conversation with the younger you. And say and tell the younger you, it was nothing ever about to do with you. It was about the other person, insert whether it was parent, friend, or bully, their lack, their hurt, their pain. The truth about you is you are so lovable. You are so enough. You are valuable. You are important exactly as you are. And then step number 3, I will always encourage morning mirror work. Looking at yourself in your eyes so you can shift your self-identity. You can shift your self-concept, and simple statements so that you can start to feel different inside, and then you will notice that you're not shape-shifting at work or with others because you're so confident and secure in who you are, not worrying subconsciously people are gonna always leave you, that everybody needs to like you or else you're not safe. Whatever, again, these stories that are running in the back of your mind that you might not have been aware of until you watch this video or you've done more work on abandonment issues. But look at yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and tell yourself, I love and accept myself exactly the way I am. I love and accept myself exactly the way I am, and say it and mean it when you say it. I am enough. I am secure within myself. You can come up with other ones, things that younger you needed to hear. I am so lovable. Say I am, and say what you want to feel, think, and believe about yourself. Give yourself 5 minutes in the morning. It will shift so much for you because you'll actually now have different stories, different narratives in your mind that will lead better actions for you in your relationships, how you show up in work. Like for me, I used to not be able to post any content because I needed everybody to like me. I could not fathom, or I felt so scared if people didn't like me. And I knew things that I would share and post, some people wouldn't understand it yet because their level of consciousness. Some people wouldn't like it because they're so ingrained in their limiting beliefs. And I'm like poking at them because I'm not here to feel your excuses. I'm here to feel your potential. But that can be polarizing to some people. But now, as I've healed this abandonment issue, it's like, I'm secure in who I am. I am meant to be the real me and not shapeshift and change who I am or worry about what others are thinking about me, because I am loving and accepting of myself, and I'm good. So that it takes me to my next point, number 4. You have to be okay with repelling others, because the more you are you and not trying to be how you think everybody needs you to be so that you're liked by everybody, you are going to attract all the right people, opportunities, and experiences, but you're also going to repel that what is not meant for you, which comes with people who aren't meant for you. And this can be really challenging for people with abandonment issues, that they just need everybody to like them, love them, think they're great and cool, or else it takes them back into like this feeling of I'm not good enough, people are gonna leave me, feeling unsafe, dysregulated nervous system. So you'll find as your relationship with yourself improves and you show up the real you, you will repel those who aren't meant for you. And you're meant to do that and to be okay with that. And each time someone says something that might be like a criticism or a judgment that would have affected you for days before, was a thick cord that would weigh you down, pull you down, it'll be more like a thread, and it'll be more like a moment of like, ooh, that kind of tinges and makes me feel a type of way. But you process it and you move through it much, much quicker as you do this abandonment wound work. Now you know how abandonment issues will follow you into adulthood, how it will affect you in adulthood, as well as how to start to shift this on your own. And if you require deeper support, that is exactly what I do, where I would guide you through this one-on-ones so that you can really clear the abandonment wounds, abandonment issues, and how it's affecting you in your day-to-day life now. Update your subconscious with your own personal subconscious hypnosis recording. You can reconnect to your subconscious remembering of you were born enough, lovable, rewire, rewrite old stories and narratives that are keeping you in toxic relationships, that are attracting toxic people, that are holding you back from the work and career success that you deserve. Because again, in work and career and success, not everybody is gonna like you, and if you're trying to make everybody like you, you are going to limit your success. If you liked anything in this video, any of the insights, leave me a like, a comment, or subscribe. It is super supportive for this information to reach the souls, the people, the ears that it's meant to. I appreciate you.